Hey y'all, it's Indigo here. Wanted to make a little video about this. This was a team that my guild came across in TW. A tricky little team. It was Nute with some Night Sisters, and I put some similar teams down in Grand Arena. Never really come across a wall of them in Territory Wars. So I thought I'd make this little video in case you guys are struggling too and you come across some similar ones. Give you a couple options to get the job done. So the first team comp that I used, you can see, is just my Padme team. I figured it'd be safe to use Padme because that's what I normally use against Night Sisters when it's just a standard Night Sister team. So even though they got Nute lead, this Padme team seems to handle them pretty well, especially having Xeris in there, being able to keep up with the heals, and the fact that she can dispel. That's kind of nice if they do indeed get debuffed when they don't have protection up. You do have to watch out for Nute. If he's got the Zeta and he's throwing extortion around, and you're gonna lose some health, it can get tricky. And you got Dooku in there always with the counterattacks. But the Padme team seems to be able to handle them pretty well. They can definitely take a beating. I do have Gear 13 General Kenobi in there, so it does help when he gets piled on. He's not going to go down easy. Other than that, my Padme team is Gear 12, and you can see that just takes a minute, but they are able to work through these Night Sisters and get some stacks and, knock them down one by one. Left with just Dooku there and take him out. Job done. 20 banners for the Padme team. Next up, I went ahead and used my Imperial Troopers. I wanted to see if they'd work. A guildmate suggested it, and so I figured I'd try it. This team is all Gear 12, but they're zombie. They put in like a Gear 8 zombie, and zombie has to be Gear 10 to have the ability where she'll revive for the other Night Sisters. So that's going to make this team quite a bit easier. So I figured it'd be a good test team for Imp Troopers just to see if they can get the quick kills, build up some turn meter, and, make short work of this team. I'm glad that I did pick a team with a weak zombie. I don't think a Gear 12 properly modded zombie, would be able to, that they'd be able to take care of that Night Sister team. You can see that I've had some issues, and there's a couple points in here where I'm struggling. They are still managing to get the job done, but I really think that was due to the low gear zombie. I think you're going to struggle if you do try Imp Troopers against a properly modded, properly geared team of this composition. So I wouldn't recommend trying it, only in a pinch. And the last team that I have to show you guys is just, I took CLS in there with Han and Chewie, and then Chirrut and Baze as the 4th and 5th. I do think they're kind of important. Chirrut for the heals and the dispels, and then Baze just to tank out what he can, kind of keep the heat off of everybody else. I do have a Gear 13 Chewie. Everybody else is Gear 12. And this was a decently modded and decently geared Nute Night Sister team. So this will work. Get the job done okay. You can see here it's just a matter of back and forth, trying to survive the hits and constantly having to get rid of that extortion. You don't want to leave that for too long, otherwise you're going to get all kinds of debuffed, and they're going to get super speed because of all your debuffs, and it turns into a whole mess. You can only ignore the extortion for so long, and then you're going to end up paying the price. So it's a really tricky mechanic, and I don't think a lot of people have a lot of experience with that. And so it does make for a really effective wall if you can manage to put one up in Territory Wars, because a lot of guilds may have one or two people that say, oh yeah, I know how to deal with this team, but you're not going to have 25 people that all say, oh yeah, no problem, I got this. If you're a regular guild, you're going to have a few people that are more casual and not used to seeing something like this. So it's definitely a way to take down some banners from your opponent. If you're playing the efficiency game, you want to drain as many of those banners as you can, and this is a great team to do it. You see I lost Baze right there. There's not really much you can do about that. I mean, you're going to end up losing somebody, and he did his job as the tank, took a good beating while everyone else is able to get the damage out there and start clearing the board. Able to get rid of Dooku there. Now it's just Nute. Got to worry about taking him out. Thankfully, CLS can at least heal up, so you don't have to worry about losing him too much. And now I'm just working on Nute. Still got all that extortion to deal with. It's just a little bit of a frustrating mechanic. You can see Nute comes back and under stealth, but he's the last one left, so it doesn't matter. So knock that out. Got it done. Seems to be a pretty efficient counter. The only bad thing is, with the counters I showed you, this does draw out your counters that you might later use for Jedi Revens or Darth Revens, other top squads. It's a great way to make your opponent burn some counters and then put a Darth Revan or Jedi Revan zone behind it. Definitely going to give your opponents a run for their money. So hopefully this helped you guys. Look forward to making more videos if I come across anything else interesting. Shout out to my buddy Mikayas. He runs a modding service. He'll go through, make sure you got the right squad compositions and the right mods on the right characters. Give your account a real nice tune-up. I'll put the link to his Discord in my description. Go ahead and check him out. Tell him Indigo sent you. Thanks for watching my video, guys. If you enjoyed the video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe, share your comments down below, and hopefully you'll check out my other videos on my channel. Peace.